Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, they don't want anything to mess with the duel like Bane Nightmare would have, and so Reality Rift go for a Decrep with the Pugna, but they pretty much have to turn it into a mid laner because there's no way Centaur is going to be anything other than the 3. And it could be a 4 Pugna, but then you have a 5 Rubik, and so both of those are not really great flex options. So it seems pretty obvious that it's going to be a mid Pugna playing into a most likely mid DP.
Yeah, I mean, we did see the Boomy Pugna 4, agreed, but and I think that I have seen a couple of Rubik's 5, but it feels like the most obvious explanation is, like you said, just the mid Pugna, especially since they already have that DP there. Gyrocopter gets taken, trying to match the tempo from this early aggression TNC is putting out. I'm already envisioning this DP moving in towards a mid lane, trying to take down a tower, and then Gyro needing to make a rotation, and then just like level 6 drop the ulti or something. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah. And I'm also curious if Gyro... Okay, so I feel like I'm typically seeing Gyro in this region with IO, and not so much without IO. But in other regions, Gyro seems to be a relatively popular... Well, the only other region being the Americas, but it seems to be a relatively popular carry. Evil Geniuses is picking it a fair amount. And Quincy Crew as well. So I guess it's a good carry in its own right. Yeah. But to me, in this region, it seems surprising to have it be selected without the IO when there are still plenty of other options available. And I don't really know what Gyrocopter's strength is necessarily right now. It may just be they like it against Legion Commander, which is reasonable. Gyro, tons of magic damage versus the Legion Commander, and you don't really need to right-click her very much and give her a bunch of Moment of Courage procs. So I imagine that that's what the justification is.
Okay. 5 seconds remaining. I can dig it. I can dig it. I think that it's like all of this tempo that I think Reality Rift are trying to hit feels like it's go early fight with TNC, which to me feels like it's almost like, and Ember fits this bill as well, but that does also mean probably 4 Pugna. I think that this might be the
5 Rubik.
Yeah, again, it's I don't it. To me, they think it again. It feels like it's not necessarily the mentality that you want to have playing against a bounty hunter. Just fight, fight, fight. I don't know.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know, man.
5
I don't like Pugna would have been fine against Death Prophet, and I think that, or they also could do 4 Ember.
Hey!
But either way, it still has to be a 5 Rubik, though.
Eat your heart out, Fnatic. I guess it could depend on what the matchup is mid, too. So.
Well, it'll. There's no way it's not going to be Death Prophet, I don't think.
There's been 1 or 2 safe lane DPs, and it's better against Centaur than, like, most other ones, because you get more heal off of it. If they like felt like they didn't want the matchup mid for whatever reason. But I agree that the most likely thing is DP. I mean, we just see now a 4 Pugna, 5 Rubik. I don't like my hands are off the wheel.
You're right. You're right.
Who knows what's gonna happen here?
Let's see. Monkey King's band, Timber's band. Let's see.
Templar
okay, you're right.
Hero.
I don't know, man.
DP.
The fuck's happening? There's some crazy stuff going on here. Wait, no, it's safe lane.
Oh no,
TA.
Oh, safe lane TA.
Because that makes more sense.
Because that makes more sense.
All right, TNC, let's go. I'm down. Whatever they can do whatever they want. I'm excited to watch this game.
This has to be just because they want to abuse the fact that there's a freaking 5 position Rubik.
Okay.
I don't think there's any other reason why you would pick a Templar Assassin as your 22nd pick safe lane carry.
Maybe Gabby's going to play it mid this game. They're going to swap up the lanes for whatever reason. Who knows? Okay.
I mean, yeah, because I agreed with your justification for safe lane Death Prophet because it would be a pretty strong matchup versus the Centaur.
Right.
And I think with the Snapfire, you could definitely get kills on a Centaur as well. So it seemed reasonable, but why the Templar Assassin? Like, what Templar Assassin does not seem very good against Ember Spirit, obviously. The gyrocopter also burns through refraction very, very quickly. Pugna Life Drain does as well. Rubik can steal traps, and Centaur can give Stampede so everyone can just walk over your traps. So why Templar Assassin?
Maybe it's really good against the Pugna Centaur lane. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know, man. I guess the other thing that they could be thinking, well, no, I was gonna say that maybe they want to like clear through stacks later and try and like play that fashion. But if you have a Bounty Hunter, then you want to play with fighting.
Well, they just go for like a bristleback then.
Yeah, agreed. Well, we're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. Tune in.
Mosquito buzz. Ladies and gentlemen, game 2, TNC facing off against Reality Rift after a very solid team performance from TNC in the last game, playing around the track.
Give me the odds.
You want the
Give
odds?
me the odds.
What do we got here? Let me hit them up. It looks like they're the same as they were before, roughly.
Intriguing.
So, yeah, not much change, at least at the beginning.
What were they? Are you talking about still from game 1 or from before the draft started?
From before the draft started. So 1.44 TNC, 2.67 for Reality Rift.
And what were they looking like at the beginning of game 1?
A little bit less than that. So TNC has gained on Reality Rift even more than they were before.
Which would be reasonable, seeing as how they won the game.
Yes.
So, fair. All right, Templar Assassin. All right, Templar Assassin. What's your plan here?
Yo, is it Psyblade harass Centaur so he doesn't get retaliate stacks?
Okay, yeah, I mean that's fine. or you could just pick Bristle.
I don't know. You're not wrong.
30 seconds to battle.
I guess that the other thing that this is going to give you, well, not even really. Like, I was thinking that maybe he's probably going to go blink first on Gabby and try and run around and find kills with Bounty Hunter. That would be one of the things, and like maybe play with KP too, like try and play the pick-off style with a TA that has blink early.
I don't know. Safe lane kind of says to me because someone needs to take over the lane. Then someone needs to be farming that lane, and who's going to do it? Because Death Prophet is going to be wanting to like use her exorcism on demand to push objectives, and in the meanwhile, someone needs to be farming. I think it's mainly going to be the Legion Commander who's going to be playing with March, and then TA. I'm guessing it's going to be that stack strategy that you said, where they're just going to get a bunch of Ancients for her. She's going to mow them down, and then if she gets the Desolator online, then she'll join Death Prophet for exorcism pushes.
Well done, my beauties.
But I would be more hyped to see Blink Dagger first, because then it's going to be the same friggin' 80 kill score game that we saw in game 1.
Right. Yeah. Right now has the Wraithband and Abassi queued up. Gonna get some Psyblade damage out there. It's gonna be interesting to watch this. At least so far, Tim's not really going to be able to do that much to help, but he does have the headdress. Also saw March go for the double stacks of tangos, shared some with his mid, and now has boots coming out to him. So boots are going to be online for this Bounty Hunter early on as he's blocked in. Interesting. So he's waiting until the creep doubles up by the tower, but he didn't decide to pull it back behind the tower. So this is going to no longer push in. That was very weird. Okay, fine.
Like Radiance Wave?
Yeah, Radiance Wave is gonna. The Gyro's doing a really good job. Drew is of holding it right here by this tower, so it looks like this is gonna all even out fairly well.
Yeah. I don't know who that. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if March was trying to go aggressive with that though. I don't know if he wanted it to like stay in the lane so that he could get. Well, he didn't take Janata actually, so I think
maybe he's just going to do the same thing again now.
Yeah, this is a massive wave now in front of Drew, and so if he draws this away, then this gyrocopter needs to be very, very key. I'm like, there's so many Radiant creeps here. There's so many Radiant creeps.
This is actually going to be really bad for Drew. Yeah, KP is going to be able to try and bully this a little bit as well. He's already got 1 point in the moment of courage, so Drew kind of has to back out.
So far back.
Yeah.
He has to go outside of tower range.
Trading hits. They do have a missile coming to land on KP here. He's got the double rings of regen, which is keeping him alive. Nuts, meanwhile, taking through this creep aggro as well. Very interesting start to this top lane here.
Yeah, and now March just completely hijacked the wave, and he's chilling. And KP is just like, I want some experience.
You know what's cool about this is that normally this move right here, if you're nuts, you run down and you contest the farm of the bounty hunter. You can't do that if KP is pressuring your gyrocopter with level 2. We're going to see more teams start to do this. I mean, the only downside to it is that KP gets like maybe a little bit more harassment than he would have otherwise. But basically, you secure that this bounty gets all that experience for himself because Nuts can't leave.
It's true. And now he has Janata, he has Boots. He is much more of a threat to this support Pugna than he would have been with just level 1. So not a bad turn of events.
Yeah. It feels like it's the sort of next iteration of the pull behind the tower meme that we've been seeing.
I mean, the only penalty is now KP has had to walk all the way back to the fountain, but someone else is keeping the lane warm. So if the idea is to get this bounty hunter like power leveled as a position 4, then it's working out.
Yeah. And Tim's, you've been relegated. You're just gonna hang out over here, my buddy. Sorry, man. Don't worry. He'll catch up to you later when you get the bounty hunter gold. Very interesting. Because it feels like they've been trying to find more ways to make this bounty hunter work. We think back again to that, like, just courier sniping that March was doing before, as he is going to get the Janata hit off. Alacrity is... Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? What a rune. It's the only one where he lives right there, I think.
He would have lived with Invis, too, I think.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, good call.
Oh, Tim's is here. Oh, it's a party. There's 6 heroes mid.
All right. So yeah, Nuts heads back up top. And looks like March is going to stick around for a little bit, but there's a sentry ward down, so he won't be able to get too much done. Maybe he can find a courier snipe.
Yeah, he didn't try to draw aggro to verify if a sentry was placed, though, so if he comes back mid, he may not realize that he'd be vulnerable under vision. But yeah, it's sniping time. Place up this observer ward. There's a courier sitting in the secret shop right now.
Well, he's heading over here. A little bit of trash talk back and forth from Gabby, who has quietly been able to have a very nice lane for himself, although Centaur slightly better.
Of course, the bounty hunter gets it.
Of course.
He doesn't take that name lightly.
Yeah, and Hustle's like, yeah, all right, I'm just going to take that one away. Alacrity telling him that he wasn't going to be able to get it, slowed down by that bounty. And March still trying to make his life a little bit of hell here. Popping that Janata. Very frustrating. Armel could have thought about going in there, but not deciding to go all the way in.
He's got the siege creep wave. Whoa, you gotta be careful there, buddy. He just took a bunch of damage from that nether ward.
Yeah, he did. Okay.
Whoa, he really wants to get a siphon off. Cookie. They're not giving it to him.
Chase afterwards, he gets the siphon off. Hustler might be in some trouble here. He's gonna get ran down by these ghosts. Spooky ghosts. First blood at...
I mean, Armel!
It's a very different game. Yeah, he does go down to the tower. And meanwhile, back over here, they take down Tim's as well. So, first blood goes to TNC, but it comes at a cost.
What? That is not how you want to spend your first exorcism. Oh. Yeah, I mean, tier 2 towers hurt a lot. And so he ends up going just barely into range for it. And... yeah, I mean, Hustler, I think, is more than okay with that. Trading his life for that, as now KYXY actually getting very, very low.
Yeah, stuns up now. KYXY was able to turn it back around onto Gabby, almost finding the kill. But he was able to back away afterwards. Has the level 6, can maybe start to play aggro with the traps. Interesting game.
Interesting. Scratching my chin. Interesting.
I don't know what the play is, though. Like, I guess you just still try and group up around this DP, making moves around the map.
Yeah, I think it's pretty... Both teams, for Radiant, they are just going to wait until this TA completes her first major item. And then once she does that, then you're just going to play around Exorcism timings. And then between that, you're going to have Bounty Hunter and KP be hunting people in the jungle. And then for Reality Rift, it's basically just make Gyro as gigantic as possible. That's the only name of the game. And it's not as risky as the Alchemist game because Gyrocopter can actually fight earlier on, whereas the Alchemist was just like, please leave me alone for 13 minutes.
Yeah.
March.
Well, they knew he was over here, and he is going to get punished. Does not have another invis and had dust on him anyways. So Drew finds that kill. They're spotting out KP right now that there are creeps nearby, and it looks like Gyro, he doesn't really feel confident going in to take those yet. He needs only the 1-point flat cannon right now. I think that that's going to become another point of contention, maybe even around this next exorcism of Armel's.
Radiant are scanning.
I don't know if Bounty was able to spot it. Do you know
He did,
if he was able to spot it?
He did spot both of them. Yeah, they're going for it.
Their team is more than capable of it. But again, like I would prefer Armel to be using Exorcism to be taking towers. If they really want to rotate for it, then Templar Assassin's the best hero suited for the task. But she's taking her own stacks right now and gets 2 tier 1 items, which Tims will scoop up. Is he going to take one? Yeah. Oh wait, no, he used it on Gabby. What a player Tims is. He used the jelly onto Gabby and then sends it back to base or someone else. What a sweetheart.
Ooh, and they get a shovel. I like the shovel. Wait, where'd the shovel go?
I think TA's... Oh yeah, where'd it go?
It was underneath the corpse of that Thunderhide lizard. Oh, here we go. Yeah, they picked it up afterwards. So meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Reality Rift taking down these other stacks. March trying to soak up whatever experience he can. They do have no wards in the area. That one is just now going to get spotted. March could think about going back up. They have dust available on Nuts if they want to use it, but I think March is just going to take down this Observer ward and then back out of there afterwards.
And now Armel is here, and there's still a bunch of creeps here, and there's still Nuts here.
Well, Nuts goes
that's
down.
a lot of shuriken damage.
I mean, Drew doesn't have ulti right now, actually, so he can't really do all that much. With Hustler nearby, they didn't see his cooldown earlier, though, so that means that he can kind of bluff it out. TNC will back out.
And Ember Spirit's helping out to finish out the rest of the creeps. Although, he is now TPing to this outpost. Ooh, this could definitely catch TA by surprise. Oh wait, never mind. TA is not even there. She's top.
Yeah, it's just Tim.
Oh wow,
She's
TA is... He's pushing this tower. Stampede mid.
Yep, they got the Tims here. Armel still living through it. Has 15 sick charges. Pops it afterwards. And they force back Alacrity and the rest of Reality Rift. They clear through the wave, and up top lane, as you said, TA takes down the tier 1 tower. So trading off tier 1s, nothing really to write home about there. Stacks have basically been cleaned up, and then in the meantime, March was able to get one of those bounty runes as the dust comes out, and he eventually is going to go down here, it looks like.
So a fraction of the kills, but way more objectives being claimed compared to game 1 as... Yeah, both tier 1 towers are taken systematically on opposing sides of the map, and yet it's only a 7-kill game.
Right. Yeah, 10 minutes and not at all the pace. But then again, like, this could be the way that it kind of goes, where suddenly things start popping off again, just because of, like, you know, needing to get your track on Bounty Hunter online now, and wanting to play around with the Exorcism and maybe like a Blink Dagger later for Legion. I don't know. I guess that the Ember really does help to set that tempo, though. Not having Ember Spirit is going to make it a lot harder for TNC to do the same thing they did last game.
Yeah, I don't know if Templar can fulfill the same thing. The one thing that I will say that Templar maybe does slightly better than Bristleback in this particular draft is they will be able to take Roche much, much earlier.
Right.
And so if they are going to be able to accelerate with that, then that would be a fantastic timing for them to work around. If they can get the Roche once TA completes the Desolator, maybe even spend Exorcism for it, then that would be a very, very early spike, as Reality Rift are all just camping around this mid-tier 1.
Stampede available as well as Call Down. They're ready to go with all of them. KP is there with the press the attack and throw it out. Is it going to be keeping them alive? No, not at all. And in fact, KP is the one that might be in trouble. Well, they kill off Tims as well, so both go down. And as you said, Reality Rift, they are the ones who can definitely fight.
All right, well, Templar's actually coming mid.
Okay.
Oh, they're all coming mid.
The slowdown. Reality Rift. Gotta be careful. They have duel available. Press the attack.
Maybe he has maxed out press the attack, so even overwhelming odds isn't like that much to discourage them. But I guess they had no creep wave regardless, so they back off. Still managed to successfully kill off the Death Prophet and draw the Templar Assassin back to the mid lane.
Right. I think it's what you're talking about, though, of like later on being able to get a really fast Roche. If KP has pressed the attack maxed out and then Gabby gets his Deso done, they could just like smoke in and steal that so quickly.
Yeah, and then just make the Death Prophet gigantic between her Spirit Siphon and then press the attack behind her, then she's going to be very, very difficult to kill. And she's going for a Yules as well on Armel's Death Prophet.
That's an interesting build from KP. Like, obviously super team fight, or rather team-oriented, but 140 attack speed is pretty insane.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Like I said, 1,000 gold lead for Reality Rift, who are up 7 kills to 2 in a much less quick gameplay than we've been seeing so far. Not quite able to get there with the Scatter Blast onto Nuts. And Alacrity on his very comfortable hero, the Ember Spirit here. And he's going to be going for Aghanims after Maelstrom, it looks like.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's not something that I've been seeing second item on Ember Spirits very often.
Tower is under attack.
It will be very, very, again, irritating for a one-position Templar Assassin to have to deal with, who doesn't have the Desolator completed, and, like, Armel has not been able to use any exorcisms. He got the first one off, and then died to the tier 2, and then, since then, he's just never found a good opportunity. If they smoke into the pit, though, I think they can get away with this.
Yeah, it feels like Reality Rift are, like, so aware of what's happening right now. Gabby has the...
Oh, did he get the... Oh, he got the Invis on Alacrity. Did you see that, or no?
No, I didn't, no.
Never mind.
Okay, sounds good.
He did the 6 sleight of fist onto the enemy mid, and then pick it up while you're on top of them.
Oh, nifty.
Nifty.
I like it.
Are scanning.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I guess that they just want to try and out-farm him this game? Is that the plan? Like, it feels
But then
like...
why pick Templar Assassin?
Yeah, I don't know. But TNC feeling like they're not comfortable yet. They want to try and wait till they get their next tier of items before they go for any type of big push. Gabby's going to clear through these Ancients now. And both teams just super content staying on their own side of the river. Like, they're over here, and then TNC just hanging out over on that side. My drawing skills are impeccable.
Smoke.
Walking up this direction. March there to break it. Breaks it on to everybody. Stampede used. Bounty Hunter found. Kill got. But bounties are going to be traded out there. TNC get 2 on the bottom half of the map.
Yeah, their smoke immediately popped as soon as KYXY was revealed, decided to stampede, and Bounty Hunter was the victim. So they can take this tier 1 tower. Unfortunately, they can't take Roche themselves. No one has a medallion on their team. They don't have any minus armor for Roche, and they're not really at a stage to do so. But that's a solid objective to take, and now KYXY has a Blink Dagger, so that's getting delivered on the courier. So even though Stampede is down, they still might use this reveal to get a surprise kill on someone.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Absolutely. See if they... I mean, again, there's no real sense of urgency right now, which... I'm not sure who this favors. Because, like, yes, Gyrocopter, terrifying in the Laking, along with the Ember Spirit. But, like, it does kind of... I always have that worry that, you know, you're going to get out of control in a TA and just let her farm and get whatever she wants, and then she can, like, instantly blow up one of your cores, right? And they have the lockdown to do that, too, with this Legion Commander. I don't know if
Yeah, but they have Pugna.
Right.
And the Decrepify is going to be, like, so good. At most, you can hope that Tim's is going to get a bunch of kisses on the dual target and be able to penetrate the Decrepify, but no matter how big Templar Assassin gets, she can't force you to not be Decrepified.
Oh, Nullifier.
I guess if she gets a Nullifier, yeah, that's the only thing.
Oh my god. Dude, he's going Aghanims. What the fuck is Gabby doing?
What?
This guy's crazy.
All right, first let him get the BKB.
Yeah.
Once he gets the point booster, then I will be ready to commit. A quick buy, talk is cheap, all right? Quick buys are cheap.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But I'm glad you made me aware of it, though.
I actually love the Aghanims if he can get it off in time. Press the attack there to save. Armel, Spirit Siphon, dodge away. KP gonna be controlled. He came in to save his Death Prophet, but he ends up losing his own life, and now there's no save for Gabby. Blink away. That's enough to keep him alive. Now stealing Mortimer's Kisses. Hustler has it. and is holding on to it for the moment. There's the turnaround. Gobs of goo, of terrifying energy, and Mortimer going to punish his master as they hands over the keys to the car to the poor old Rubik. Man, that was... I don't even know, man.
Armel is being so conservative with Exorcism. They were pushing the mid-tier 1. Templar Assassin had the corruption on it, and he's just never using Exorcism.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird game right now. And, I mean, Reality Rift are super happy with all of this. As Silence is there, jump forward, one shot, two shot, not there. Couldn't quite get it. They almost took down Alacrity there. Are they just going to go into the pit now? Is that the play?
I guess so. Stampede is down for a minute and a half. The scan does confirm that they're taking it, but I don't really know if they can challenge this. Mortimer Kisses is not up for another 50 seconds on the Rubik.
Breaking the Blink Dagger right now from KYX, but he can't get in. And now suddenly, TNC show up to the fight. They jump forward. Gabby trying to bring down Nuts, almost kills off Hustla. Doesn't quite manage to get both of them. But as the continued chase comes out, I mean, they just suddenly decided they wanted to play and took Roche and now going to get an objective afterwards.
Well, this is a hell of an Exorcism. Yeah, they take a team fight, a tower, and an Aegis in the span of one Exorcism. And Gabby, with a very, very fortuitously timed double damage rune, also makes that happen in quick succession. So, wow, huge spike in the direction of a team that was kind of stagnating for TNC. The graph just like bounced up from like 3K in Reality Rift's favor to less than 1K.
Yeah, this is the turnaround that, you know, we knew kind of could happen with the Bounty Hunter again. Like,
yeah,
I think that's one of the other things that we really need to keep in mind, I guess, is that Bounty needs a little bit of time before he really comes online. Last game was a bit of an aberration because they had to sort of punish before the out came online. And now, you know, with just those 2 kills, they're back up to basically 0 again. And 20 minutes coming up. Outposts being held 1 apiece.
Good scan by March. He scans out right a little bit above him and confirms that they were going to contest this outpost. So it'll be a 1-1 split. March cannot get greedy, but now top tier 2 is going to get pushed. Will they be able to take it before backdoor comes back online? Yes.
It does look like it, yeah. So they'll finish that one off. And bottom lane, tower also taken. So trading off the other half of the map yet again. We're going to have to wait and see if there's any type of, you know, sort of trade-off as this game goes later. Alacrity's cutting this wave so that TNC can't get any more split push going.
I'll take that.
1-to-1 trades are favoring Reality Rift, though, because they are an Aegis down right now. So I'm not really sure if Gabby's just going to use this as a farming Aegis. Wow. So, I mean, he still has the Ags in the quickfire.
Have you seen it yet?
Still has it there.
Have you messed around with it at all?
I haven't seen the buffed version, because I know it got some buffs in 7.25B. I think the cooldown got reduced.
No, the travel time is lower as Snapfire is going to go down. So I was doing some theory craft and messing around with this. There's a couple cool things that you can do with it. One is that you can actually travel to other traps while you're melded. So it's like a save also, where you can like meld, hide, transmute over to another trap. It pops obviously when you land on it, but it's a really it's a little bit better than it used to, where you can like now double meld out of trap if you see somebody coming forward towards it.
But double melding is always a meme.
Yes.
Every Templar Assassin knows that you like double melds happen once every 50 games or something like that.
It's like a techies trap almost now. Like where if you have like this trap, for instance, in the mid lane, right? And then you see somebody walking down a creep wave towards it, you can like time out when they're going to be there and then come out of it. So it makes it more possible than it used to be at the very least. I don't know if it's going to end up working or not, but I want to see it.
It all sounds great. I just my concern is who carries the game for TNC. Is that, are they capable of just assassinating their way to victory? Because if so, that's going to be a very flashy way to win.
I'm hoping that they are, because I want to see it, dude. If he buys the point booster right now, sell your wand. Let's go. Come on, Gabby. I believe in you.
He has an Imp Claw, which is a pretty great item for this strategy.
Yeah.
attack.
No, it's super, super cool.
They're just not fighting.
Yeah.
Which is, again, it's great for Reality Rift. This is a team that they don't have the Aegis. Okay, Armel is TPing now. Because they can't lose 2 tier 2 towers for the price of 1.
No. They did get some good damage up there, though. Rather, on the mid one. Up on the high ground, Alacrity, Armel, hoof stomp onto him, immediately taken off. Lift afterwards, though, still control. Cookie gonna land. And there's the BKB, double Spirit Siphon, chase down. And the winner for KP. Hustler?
Oh, the Yules.
Oh, no, he's going to get caught now. Yeah, in some trouble. Hustler goes down, and another track gold.
And now Nuts is getting slowed by all these traps.
Did they get him, too?
Look at the Skelly Boy trying to go. Run, Skelly Boy, run.
Oh, no.
Run, Skelly Boy.
Yeah, and they wait for the freaking track to come in afterwards and manage to get the just one shot afterwards.
Yeah. Gabby has 2.7k gold. You could theoretically... You're theoretically kind of close to being able to siege high ground. Yeah. Do you want to risk it for the Aghanim's biscuit?
I'm down.
He did it. Oh, what a player.
Oh my god. What a freaking memer. This is going to be great. I'm not taking my camera off of Gabby. This is going to be very, very funny to watch. We'll see if it works. Alacrity in the meantime, making sure he doesn't get caught out. He pushes out the wave, then TP's out of there.
Is Pugna gonna complete this TP? No, he does. Man, I'm so hype. So hype for the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah.
In my power ranking, it was only viable as like a synth or the Blessing Ags.
Right.
I did not think it was viable as a build Ags, especially not this early on in the game.
Right. Dude, don't get your courier killed.
Courier.
All right, so he's got it.
Right. He's got it. He revealed it also. He's straight up in the lane showing,
over to
bitch,
the side,
I got my
though,
Ags.
They're going to lose the KP Legion Commander, so he goes down.
He has no trap. Okay, so what kind of traps? They're all peppered out throughout this eastern jungle, and then he has one inside of his own jungle.
Right.
And guess what? All of Dire are nowhere near that. Dire are about to siege high ground with Drew's Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, that's actually a much better Aghanims. With the Satanic,
but Gabby's going in. One. They're just racing.
He blinks out, and he's able to force him back. All right, fine. Gabby, in the meantime, is going to TP back home. The cool thing about this is that he is going to be able to come back and split push really effectively. So I guess with Boots of Travel being gone... Wait, he jumped over. He came back to his trap. They found KYXY, and nothing happened. Now the double trap break, and he get him. It doesn't look like he's going to get the bounty runes, at least. Is this the... Like, he doesn't have a TP anymore. He's like, I don't need TPs anymore. I've got traps.
Well, how does he plan on getting back to his side of the map? Like, it's kind of like an Ember Spirit now. You need to place your, quote, remnant at safe locations. He has... so you have 11 traps total. So 11 remnants, effectively, is what's happening here. Gabby is playing Templar Spirit.
That's pretty hype. I like it. Yeah, it's gonna be hard trying to follow his moves where he goes around the map, but maybe like putting a trap in the fountain is the play as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say that every single time you go back to base, you should always like park one there and then go in and out. Right now, he's like there are a lot of green dots all around the map, and he's only using 10 charges. Okay, that's his 11th charge spent in the mid lane now, so he's all maxed out. Now, granted, these are also remnants that can die whenever Rubik gets a gem. If they ever get a gem, then all of a sudden this Aghanim Scepter becomes kind of useless.
Yeah, that is a problem. Granted, it's on a 5-second cooldown, so you could even like do one at the start of the fight to sort of get out of there. But I think, yeah, probably the like traps back at home and then traps out here to split push are going to be the two things that you look for from TNC would be my guess. But it's 2 seconds, right? Oh, it's only 1 second channel time. See, it got buffed even more. It used to be the 2 second channel time.
Oh, so it got buffed back to back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
March goes down.
March goes down. Roche potential to respawn very late. It's a very late Roche respawn, so that kind of sucks for Reality Rift because I think they have a fair amount of map control right now. But then again, I don't know how you gauge map control against the Templar Assassin Ags.
Yeah, it's a weird one. The other thing is that if it just turns into like a straight 5-on-5 fight, like you have 4,200 gold that does basically nothing for TA, right? This has to be like all about maneuverability, outthinking your opponents, out like gaming them basically early on. Because I mean, this is, you know, the gyrocopter zags is actually like super useful in the fight. As opposed to not useful at all.
As opposed to not useful at all. Yes, that is. Those are the two sides of the coin that we're looking at here.
Yeah.
Like Templar traps just push kind of inherently. That's why she kind of came back into the meta, and that's why the side trap talent, the side trap damage talent had to get nerfed so many times. Is because like you didn't need to show up. You just pop the trap and it would basically kill the wave.
Oh, they find the Rubik in the back lines. KYXY, they're not going to be able to get the Stampede out of there, in fact, as they got the cookie onto him. KP will die, but Gabby running down the Centaur finds that kill afterwards. Double buyback, as they know that Roche is capable of respawning. Chains only hits onto the Death Prophet as Gabby clears through another wave. Exorcism pop, Drew in some trouble. They got him caught. Do they have enough for the kill, though? The chase down coming in. The heal, not enough from that Death Prophet. And Gabby looking for more, blows Nuts up and chasing for another round.
No, teleport.
He missed it.
Oh, what? Did he cancel the channel?
No, he did nothing. Oh my god, it did.
But it's on cooldown.
It doesn't matter. They got the kill in the end. Triple kill for Armel. It's all because of the Axe, baby. Oh, but look. Then
he went to Alacrity.
This is pretty cool. So she comes on back to
but
try and take out
the
Alacrity. Yeah, that's the problem. Throws out another one. Another couple of seconds. If she sees our Alacrity, she can go.
Wait, okay, so how did he mess up the one in the mid lane as they were trying to kill the Rubik?
He was channeling, and he must have hit a button to stop the channeling. That's the only thing that I could think of.
I see.
But I'm not sure if that's what happened or not. But that's what it looked like happened.
Okay. Reasonable. Gotta buff it now. 7.26.
Right.
Psionic projection scepter ability, cast time reduced from 1 second to 0.5 seconds. I'm calling it now.
I'll be down.
Well, he doesn't have a trap in the pit, but he has a trap very close to the pit.
Yeah, she's coming
back. And he's gonna channel it up. Nice.
See, that part of it is kind of cool, right? Because she can always be split pushing and then show up whenever you need to. And now, like, if Gabby needs to buy back, she can channel back to this trap in the pit too, in the midst of a fight.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
So 8,000 gold lead now, as we are getting wildly, wildly ahead for TNC. They get the second Roche of this game. And feeling mighty good about themselves for the moment. Gabby, there's Remnants just throwing the Ember all around the damn place, but he does back out of there.
Oh, Ember is ending up opting for the Shivas before the Aghanim Scepter. He did have the Aghanim Scepter queued up earlier, right?
Yes.
On the Ember? Yeah, so he's decided to stop off for the Shivas instead, which is more than warranted against the ludicrous amounts of physical damage that TNC have and the minimal amounts of magic damage that they have.
Where are we going to next for these guys? Paladin?
These guys? I only care about what Gabby's going to next.
That's fair. That's a pretty fair moment. I mean, I think that the Reality Rift draft, like, it still feels very strong to me if they can get to the late game.
Oh yeah. I have minimal confidence in TNC right now. I think that if they win this, they're just the better team. I don't think they're winning because of any other factor other than, I would say, the Bounty Hunter. By virtue of the Bounty Hunter draft, they can kind of get away with this.
Right.
But aside from that, like, I am not really encouraged by, like, for Templar Assassin has to put boots in the backpack because of the Aegis right now. She moves around so slowly. So even if she does manage to teleport on someone, I don't think she'll be able to stick on them very well.
Yeah, you got to get like a blink on or something. You're going a little bit robot-y on me right now as well. We'll see if that continues. We can like change the server or something, but it should be fine.
Oh yeah. I am lagging out, kind of.
Oh no! No more lag.
It's fine.
Under a mango tree? That should be a love song. The Dota love song. Under a mango tree.
Mango.
Yeah. Or
under the tree.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking of. Yeah, from Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
There you go. Well, Gabby jumped over onto the trap. Very quickly forced Alacrity back into the base. See you later. And now, after Gabby gives away the Imp Claw, picks up the Daedalus for herself, so the crits are much bigger. It looks like they're trying to bait this out right now. See if they can get the TA to go onto these traps when Alacrity's there. And Gabby shows up to clear through the wave. They could try and jump here if they wanted, but BKB on Gabby, and they just don't have enough burst damage right now to kill her off.
Yeah. especially because I mean BKB Aegis, the rest of the team will be able to converge on your location very, very quickly. I will say of all the heroes bootless, Templar Assassin is one of my favorite to watch bootless because it looks like her arms are just so heavy. Whenever she's walking around, she's like, "God damn these goddamn side blades!" Because Medusa just kind of like slithers around very slowly and it looks funny. But this one, like, you don't see very many bipedal heroes walk around without boots.
It's like that exercise when you're like pulling ropes behind you and you're trying to run.
Yeah, exactly. Like
That
carrying
type of
a
thing.
truck behind you or something like that.
Exactly. TA's been hitting the gym. All right, jump forward again. Reality Rift just trying to... I mean, the thing that's so hard about this now is that it feels almost impossible to split push against this team. Like, the waves are always going to be pushing out, so Reality Rift just really can't leave their base unless they feel like they can take a fight, and right now, clearly, they don't want to fight into the Aegis.
Which they only need to worry about that for one more minute. And I don't really know if TNC can force them to fight. I don't think they can.
No, it's tough. But again, you just look over the past couple of minutes, and the net worth lead is becoming more and more pronounced. So eventually, if Reality Rift aren't hitting any of their big timing soon, probably Drew BKB would be the next thing they'd be looking for. But besides that, like, you kind of do need to make a move once that Aegis does go down. Otherwise, you're just going to become further and further behind as the game goes on. So we'll see if they try and make that move once the BKB comes out for Gyrocopter, if they maybe even wait a little bit longer. But they got the Meld Bash now, 25 on TA.
They're smoking up. They got 30 seconds left on the Aegis.
God, these heroes are so hard to kill. They break the smoke there.
Bounty pops it.
Nicely done by March. Drew breaks it afterwards. They've got track.
Oh, he teleports in.
Oh my god, just
one
one-shots Hustla. Takes him down. The Mel Bash afterwards. The stun is going to land there onto TA, but still hanging onto that Aegis for another 7 seconds. Armel gets that Yule Scepter lift up. No silence for afterwards. Keepy barely going to be able to miss that duel. They go forward. Mel Bash going to connect. TA goes down. That was the Aegis expiring right as she died. Oh, she's not happy about it.
She can buy back and teleport to one of these traps.
Oh, that's such a... Oh, I don't know if they want to do that, though. Maybe they could. Maybe they're going to get a little bit antsy and they can think about turning here. It's really hard to take this fight. Can they kill her down? There's the cookie. Buyback still available. TA's coming in. Where's the trap? She's over on the side.
Kill the
One shot
Pugna
again and got the spill damage onto KYXY. Blows him up afterwards. It's a slow down onto Drew. And one more again.
2021.
Let's freaking go. Another kill. TNC. They make it happen.
Oh, she won again. But she can't
right.
see anyone.
The other trap that was inside there.
Oh!
Go decrep last second. That was really close. Rubik's ceiling duel, but these buildings are starting to fall as 15,000 gold lead. Things feeling mighty, mighty good for TNC in game number 2. Already up 1 game over Reality Rift.
Gyro has buyback, and I don't think they can afford to lose 2 sets of racks.
Yeah, no, definitely. It is, it's hard. And this is such a different bounty hunter game than the last one, where it wasn't kill focus. It was like hitting this timing. And Bounty, like, making some extra space, scouting things out, like, really impressive showing from TNC in both of these games. I feel like you gotta start banning Bounty first phase against them.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, Gyro really does not want to have to buy back now. This is a sunken cost fallacy.
Yeah.
But he may lose all 3 Raxes.
I mean, he's going to. Buyback comes.
18 seconds.
Weren't able to find the silence, but they will lose KP, who's trying to just buy a little bit of space for his team to get out, and they do get out. So they lose tier 3 tower, double lanes of Rax. God damn. Who did they throw? Throw a creep.
Oh yeah, Tim's Zags, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that kind of sucks for Gyrocopter. He is going to be that much further away from completing his BKB, and which I don't think the BKB is going to make that big of a difference. But man, look at all these traps peppering the Dire base.
Oh my god!
I'm so hype. It's a shame that they weren't able to plant a ward. Have Dire just never bought a gem yet? Because I see a gem on Tim's, and I think that's his gem. Oh, it's March's gem. Yeah, so Dire just like have not bought a gem yet, and that seems catastrophically short-sighted against this Templar Assassin Ags.
Yeah, no, it's true. I think that this is like the type of item that like now if you're or you have to clear these ones out. It did look like a couple of them gone away. I guess that was TA placing some more of her own and going over the limit.
I think she was popping them on the waves.
Got it. What is she building into next?
She just finished the MKB.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, so even more damage. Like, if there's anybody that's alone here, like, Hustler is just going to get one shot. Like,
yeah. And she needed the accuracy against Gyro's Butterfly. And it's possible that KYXY may have eventually worked his way into a Halberd. But instead, he's going to be going for an Aghanim's as well on the Centaur.
Everybody getting Ags.
So it's just everybody getting Ags. Oh, yeah, and then Gabby ended up synthing his own Ags as well.
Right. Yeah. So what, I mean, honest assessment, how good do you think this TA Ags is? As we might have to cut you off at the start of the final fight, possibly.
I'm not convinced. I mean, it's cool. She's basically playing like a Spectre,
right?
Except like a Spectre with like an even lower cooldown than Haunt, which is kind of what Spectre's own Ags is like.
Yeah.
So this is just kind of a better version of Spectre's Ags. But aside from that, I don't really see that much of a benefit over just the traps in general. Like the split pushing capabilities are already there with the trap. This smoke is about to time out.
Yep. Since she bought back in that last fight, would love to be able to get the Aegis here. Alacrity dropping the Remnant, TPing back home to deal with the waves coming out. They clear through those wards. KYXY just going to get clipped at the end of that Shiva's Guard coming out. Moving forward for this one. Drew nearby. Alacrity there as well. They've got the Lotus Orb. That's going to eventually bounce back and hit Drew. And at that point, I don't know what happens. Oh, Lotus stun comes out. Control and Exorcism. And Nuts is trying to keep him alive. This is so much damage coming out from Armel as the chase down is there. No more BKB available. Gabby going to TP in onto this one. Great throw out with the spit out coming from the, well, stun afterwards on KYX, but he's also just going to die. And you look over here towards the tier 4 towers, they're going down as Rubik is also going to drop as KP runs in, waiting for that to wear off and kills him as well. Yeah, this is looking like this is just about curtains here.
Yeah. He's he's TP scrolling back to base. Man, that's not what I wanted to see. I feel like there's been a real lack of true assassinations. The buyback was sick. I think the buyback was definitely the highlight of the Ags, for sure.
Right.
But aside from that, I can't say that I was too impressed by it.
Yeah.
Maybe
true.
I'm just a hater.
Well, it's fine. Everybody needs a hater in this world. As Ancient is going to drop, TA continuing to bring down Ancient.
Spit out.
Throwing some more creeps around every now and then. KP standing tall in front of them, and GG is going to be called. TNC take it 2-0 over Reality Rift. Well done.
I'll give credit to, I think, March's Bounty Hunter the most, and I think Armel also played very, very well. There was a great deal on the shoulders of this Death Prophet because she did not have a carry to fall back on. The Gabby Templar Assassin, if a proper Reality Rift initiation ever happened, which I don't think there was. Did Reality Rift ever successfully start a team fight?
Reality, I think that they did early on. There were a couple like little skirmishes, but it wasn't like the most amazing. Like it kind of all fell off. Oddly enough, around, I guess it was before the Ag Scepter came out on TA. They had already started to maintain some extra like momentum.
Yeah,
it was a weird one.
After Armel finally got that exorcism off in the Roche Pit, I think after that Roche Pit engagement where the TA got the DD rune, they got the Aegis, they got a kill, they took the mid tier 1. At that point, Reality Rift like never started a fight on their terms ever again, and they just got abused. And I don't think it was by virtue of any like creative TNC. The one time that TNC initiated by the side of the Dire Secret Shop, I would say that was probably another nail in the coffin for Reality Rift, where
Right.
they just looked very, very disconnected. But I think if Reality Rift ever were able to get a proper team fight started with the Centaur initiating on any TNC targets, then it would have been very difficult for Templar Assassin to enter the fight comfortably, because Gyrocopter was just the focus every single time, and everyone on Reality Rift was just scattering. We never really got to see Pugna be used to successfully decrep whatever targets Templar Assassin was going on, or whatever targets Legion Commander was going on. It just all seemed like Pugna. There were 2 Ghost Scepters. Rubik and Pugna built their own Ghost Scepters,
Right.
and yet they still lost like every single team fight, and they still died like instantly because they got one-shotted literally by Gabby's Templar Assassin. So very fun game to watch. I will not deny that, but I don't think that TNC could get away with that with like Fnatic. If they were playing Fnatic, they would not have been able to get away with that.
Yeah. Well, I think that a lot more being learned about these teams as these matches continue to play out. It's a long league. There's going to be a lot of league play that goes on in the future for Dota 2. It definitely feels like, and already getting an early feeling for how these teams match up against each other on online performances. So congratulations, CNC, winning that one 2-0. We have a little bit of a break now, likely about 20 minutes is what we've been seeing. We'll let you guys know if any of that changes. But once that break is done, we will be going into Boom Esports facing off against T1. Should be a fabulous series. So stay tuned for that one. We'll be back in a bit. Series number 2 right after this.